والحقنا بعبادك الصالحين. أما بعد، يروي الإمام ابن ماجه في سننه عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله تعالى عنه وارضاه قال today's hadith is the sixth hadith in the series of short hadith that are easy, that are famous and have profound meaning, and also they're easy to memorize. That's the idea. Inshallah, I'll try to do 40 of those hadith that are short that you can go back and memorize, and you'll have 40 hadith under your belt, inshallah, with some understanding of it. And I notice also, I always say this, I notice that the shortest the hadith, the more meaning there is in it. It's usually like that. It's usually very condensed, very dense in terms of meaning. So today's hadith is very famous and everyone knows it. The Prophet ﷺ says, طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. And this is a short hadith, and there's a little bit of an addition to it, but I'll just stick with this statement. And the translation is that the seeking of knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. Seeking of knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. Now we'll go through a couple of layers of this hadith, inshallah. So number one, the first layer, what all when every time you open one of those the explanation of this hadith, it always says that the knowledge that is mentioned in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ wanted ilm, knowledge, is what makes what makes you practice your personal obligation, fard al-ayn, efficiently, basically. So you need to pray, you have to know how to do that. Ramadan is approaching, you need to know all that. All these ahkam, these rules and guidelines that are related to all these actions, acts of worship that we do. All of a sudden now you became rich, now we need to learn how to do charity and zakat and all that. You need to go to Hajj, you need to learn these things. And this is I doubt there's someone who wouldn't understand that aspect of it. The second aspect is a little bit more broad. Is the general knowledge, is the fard al-kifayah. Is basically there are always in every community there has to be. Now, not everyone has to become a faqih, for instance, but we have to have a group of people that have to be fuqaha, and have to be scholars in this. Not everyone has to memorize the Quran, but some of us has to do that. Not everyone has to become a doctor, but we need to have few doctors. Not everyone has to become an engineer, but so in order to be self-efficient and self-dependent, the community, you have to have all specialties. If you don't have a doctor, we have plenty. But say in a community where there's enough people and you don't have a doctor, for instance, not a faqih, a doctor, then there's a problem. Everyone will have. There's a problem there because you have to have a Muslim doctor in order to take care of the community. Now you want to go a little bit wider in terms of understanding of this hadith. Ilm could also mean being informed. It is not fitting for a Muslim, especially nowadays, for a lot of reasons, to be in isolation to what's happening. Literally, nowadays there's no excuse for ignorance. Everything is literally at the tip of your fingers. Being informed is actually there's a problem of a lot of information nowadays. And I think the word ilm could mean multiple things, but you can be specific and you can be also wide in terms of the understanding. And I think to be informed and educated also is also a meaning of this hadith. And of course this is a reminder for myself, but also mainly for my younger brothers. You have to be informed. You cannot live without having an understanding of what's going on. And from a political standpoint, from a financial standpoint, you have to be. It's not. You cannot live on the edge. You won't be very influential in your life. So I hope this was of benefit. يروي الإمام ابن ماجه في سننه عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله تعالى عنه وارضاه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. وصدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. 2 minutes for sunnah, inshallah, and tafsir with Sheikh Adnan in Arabic. جزاكم الله كل خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.